Am I wrong for setting my wedding date for a week my brother-in-law doesn't have custody of his children? My sister got married last year and it's been a show of massive proportions. Her husband divorced and he has 2 kids, 7 and 11, with his ex. His ex is insane and there's a lot of unhappiness in my sister's home. The kids don't like my sister because of their mom's influence. My sister is pregnant, so that's extra exciting. The kids don't like our family because we're related to my sister. They also started hating on their own aunt because she and my sister have become close since they met. The kids are rude and disrespectful to my sister and to us. They throw tantrums and only their dad can make them stop in the moment. Anyone else steps in and they fully ignore them. I don't blame the kids though. Their mom is very clearly behaving poorly. She crashed my sister's wedding and caused a scene and tried to take the kids home with her even though it was his parenting time. A couple of weeks later, she was crashing a party at our house and insisting her kids didn't belong there. Then a while after that, it was a cousin's birthday party and she stood outside the venue and yelled at us from a distance. The kids wanted to go with her and that became a fight. Stuff also happened before the wedding too, but there's too much to list. Brother-in-law took his ex back to court and armed with proof of her behavior. He tried to make her stop to change custody, but all she got was a warning and no custody change. She continued showing up like that and ruining events or causing a scene. Turns out the kids were telling her about all the plans where they were with us, and she was showing up because she objects to them spending time with my sister or her extended family. I found out just before Christmas that the ex had run off the women brother-in-law dated after he and his ex divorced, that her crazy had made the women nope out. My sister knew and married him anyway. So why would you marry a man you knew has a crazy ex? Like, one of my biggest fears is ending up with somebody and they have a crazy stalker that literally won't leave them alone. Like, what the hell are you supposed to do about that? The ex never bothers brother-in-law's family, but she does not want her kids getting close to another woman or becoming part of another family, and she's doing her best to stop it. Brother-in-law had the kids for Christmas, and they invited both families over. The ex showed up again and caused a scene. The police removed her like they've done several times already. Brother-in-law and his ex were in court again, and the same thing happened as before. A warning. I've been engaged for a few months and my fiancé and I finally set a date last month for our wedding. All she wanted was a summer wedding and what I wanted was a date without brother-in-law's ex crashing. So we chose a week where brother-in-law won't have his kids. We didn't say that when we announced the date, but my sister and brother-in-law noticed and they were annoyed we didn't take his custody schedule into account. We did, just not how they wanted. We said we were sorry and we couldn't change it now, but hope they'd still come. My sister accused me of excluding 2 young members of the family by keeping the date. Am I wrong? Well, of course I'm going to exclude them when their mother is literally a psycho who keeps crashing every single family event we have just because she doesn't want her children being around her ex-husband's new, spouse and her family. Like, what do you mean? Weddings are very expensive. One thing about me is I do not like money being wasted. Weddings are very expensive. The children are innocent, obviously. They're just doing what their mother is telling them to do. And they're just behaving because their mom told them to behave that way. But I don't care. These are now biologically related to me. These children belong to my brother-in-law. I don't care. I'm not inviting them. You're not coming to the wedding. And if my sister wants to be upset about that, then I would just tell her, be upset about it. If her husband wants to be upset, then he can be upset about it too. Because it's very unreasonable for top comment, not the a-hole. Those kids don't want to be there anyway. And your sister is delusional if she thinks they do. Spare everyone the drama. If for some reason they end up coming, hire private security. Why would OP need to spend extra money for his event just because a grown adult won't stop crashing out? You know what I mean? Like, just don't invite them at all. Like, I wouldn't feel bad for not inviting them. I wouldn't invite them at all. Obviously, the children don't want to be there. And every single time they're around this side of the family, they're crashing out and they're being disrespectful and they're throwing tantrums. They don't want to be there. It's not like they're well-behaved children who actually say they want to be where they are and get along with people on this side of the family. No. And their mom's just acting up. Their mom's acting up. They're acting up. Everybody's acting crazy. So no, I personally, no, I would not invite them.